I feel really bad for doing this. There's still half an hour left, but I just feel like, what's the point in even waiting to talk about some of the things that's in my head right now? We're losing 3-0 to Tottenham. And yes, we're down to 10 men, but deserved, by the way. Sorry, but Arsenal fans saying that the red was wrong, come on. Really, guys, Rob Holding has let us down so badly tonight. Just awful. 7 minutes it took from one yellow card to the next. And he could have had 2 yellow cards before his first one. So I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to hear any excuses about the referee. And this could be 4 or 5-0 by the end of this video, let alone by the end of the actual game, which of course I'm going to finish. I'm going to be watching the rest of this game, whether this video is still going or not. I didn't want to wait anymore. I've got so many things I want to talk about. And I think we all know the results done. We're obviously going to need to go into the final 2 games needing to win and at least draw one of them, I guess, would be enough. Probably 2 wins. And let's face it, Tottenham going into a game against Burnley and then Norwich, they're going to get 6 points. So, yeah, we will need 2 wins. A draw wouldn't be enough. And the thing is, we've got Newcastle, who, let's face it, have actually been very good since the turn of the year. And then we have Everton, who could potentially still be in a scrap for relegation. I mean, oh, Arsenal never change. Never, ever change. Our biggest problem, man, down this right side. Look, I love Saka, and he's a great player for us, but he doesn't provide enough cover. I think Martinelli does a lot more in that department, and I'm not blaming Saka, obviously, but I'm just saying it contributes to the fact that Heung-min Son, arguably this season the best left winger in the league, you could even argue on his day he's the best left winger in the world. I mean, he's unstoppable at times, okay? He's running up against Cedric and Holding. It's a no-go for me. Sorry, Arteta, I think you've actually got this one wrong because Tomiyasu, you can see the class difference between Cedric and Tomiyasu, especially defensively. For me, up against Heung-min Son, you play your strongest right back. Tomiyasu, for me, had to start there. And I don't blame him for starting Holding because Ben White hasn't been playing, he hasn't been training. Holding had to start, but you could just see it was just a mismatch. And when Holding got his first yellow card, actually, before he got his first yellow card, I was tempted to tweet out something like he's going to get sent off in this game because Heung-min Son is another level compared to most players that we come up against in that position. And Cedric, I'm sorry, mate. I know you do your best, but it was a match made in hell. That was never going to go down well. Let's talk about the first 20 minutes or so, and we'll look at the stats, although they're going to be a bit skewed now, because obviously we're getting smashed. The first 20 minutes, it wouldn't surprise me if this was a lot more even. In fact, we might have had more possession, but we were doing relatively well. And, you know, the penalty didn't help, which it was, by the way, a penalty conceded by Cedric. It just is a penalty. It is. If that happens to you, you know, if it's your team that you're watching, you're claiming a penalty. If you're a striker and you feel someone elbowing you or pushing you in the back when you're jumping up for a header, you're going to claim for a penalty. Again, it's easy to say as an Arsenal fan, it's soft, whatever. Yeah, maybe it's a bit soft, but it's a foul. Anywhere else on the pitch, I think he gives a foul. So it's a penalty. And Harry Kane is one of the best penalty kick takers in the world. You know he's burying that. 100%. And I've got nothing to complain about whatsoever about anything that's happened today. Tottenham have outclassed us. Excuse me. I clearly didn't want to say that. They've outclassed us since the 20th minute or so. And I think a lot of it comes down to experience. We've got such a young team. We are missing key players. No Tierney, of course, really hurts. No Partey. Maybe not missing him as much because El Nenny's done such a good job. But what you've got with Spurs and arguably, I mean, can you think of another team in the Premier League that get carried as much as they do by 2 players? I mean, without Kane and Son, I don't know where they would be. But that's the reality. Okay, that's the reality. The second goal, Harry Kane, I've got to say, it's just pure world-class finishing. I mean, it's not just a finish, it's where he is at that back post. He's literally like on where I'm pointing here with my mouse, literally on the back post from a corner. And if you watch it back, you'll notice how risky that was. Could have slammed his face into the post. Maybe it would have fixed his face. But just unbelievably brave, 2-0. And you're thinking, right, okay, 10 men, 2-0. Let's just shut up shop. We'll go in at half-time, have a good chat, get the team going again, come out in the second half, and maybe just try and keep it 2-0, keep a clean sheet in the second half. And within a minute, we concede again. How long was it? 47th minute, Heung-min Son, just unreal. As I'm watching now, yeah, Tottenham are dominating the play, but the job's done, so they're slowing down. They've now got 2 absolutely huge games because they're still a point behind us. You know, you mustn't forget, guys, even though we're losing this game, and of course it's going to hurt our goal difference even more, we are still in 4th place. With 2 games to go, we're a point ahead. So destiny is in our hands still. Okay, it's in our feet. We go up against a Newcastle and an Everton side that might not have anything to play for. Newcastle don't have anything to play for. They're safe mathematically. They're just fighting for glory, more points. Why not, right? Everton, hopefully by the last day of the season, next Sunday, a week on Sunday, that is, maybe they're safe by then. I mean, we have to hope so because then, you know, we've potentially got an easier game for ourselves. But, you know, Tottenham will win both their games. I'm feeling pretty confident of that. And it means we will have to as well. It is what it is, guys. I'm just really disappointed that we couldn't come here and do something really special. You know, for those of you wondering, you might not know, if we won here tonight, Champions League football done. Secured in their own backyard, which would have been something. Harry Kane's on a hat-trick, by the way, so I'm expecting him to score anytime soon. He's just had a shot blocked. What do we think about Nketiah today, by the way, as he's running forward here, carrying it forward? I think Nketiah has shown once again he's got the ability to hold up the play and lead the line for Arsenal. I know obviously in the summer we're going to go in for a striker or maybe even 2. Really hope we get a new contract signed for Nketiah. Great asset to have. What else can I talk about? Tomiyasu versus Royale. Emerson Royale, of course, at the start of the season, both Arsenal and Tottenham were linked with both players, and we ended up getting Tomiyasu. They ended up getting Royale. I mean, based off today, you'd be saying that Royale was the better pick, but over the season, even with Tomiyasu's injuries, I'd say he's impressed more. Maybe that's just Arsenal bias, but that's always an interesting debate. What else is there to talk about, really? We've got 20 minutes of pain left to go here, guys, and it's not going to get any better, is it? Weather's been all right today. It's been dry. In other news, I've eaten chicken from Tesco today that's been recalled because of salmonella. So that's always fantastic. If you're from the UK, you'll probably know about that. There's a load of supermarkets recalling chicken. Funny, really, that I'm talking about this kind of thing in Operation Arsenal. Ødegaard has a shot from 40 yards out, which goes flying over the bar. Basically, at this point, I just want to talk about anything but this game. Okay, let's bring reality back in. Let's think about this just for a second, because, again, we are still in 4th place. Right now, Champions League football is ours if we just win our 2 games. All we have to do is put this game to the back of our minds. I want to think that every single player will get into training tomorrow. Obviously, Holding's going to be out now for the remaining games, but I hope he turns up and apologises, first of all, for his shoddy defending. A new hairline doesn't make you that much better, okay? There are stats out there that he's been better since getting his hair fixed. I hope all the players come into training tomorrow and they have a meeting. They look at what went wrong, because, I mean, we need to find out what happened and what we can do to improve. Of course, every team does that. But most importantly, I don't want the team spirit to be affected by this, because it is still very, very simple. Basic footballing terms. 2 games, 2 wins, 2 finals, and Champions League football is ours. And I'm being very, very fair to Tottenham when I say this, okay? And I mean this honestly. If Tottenham get in the Champions League ahead of us, they deserve it and we don't. It is as simple as that. I actually think we're overachieving by getting in the Champions League. I personally believe going from 8th to 4th is a massive overachievement. And I think it's purely because, well, one, we've signed good players in the summer, but also I think it largely comes down to the fact that we are playing a lot less games, a lot less fixtures without being in Europe than most of the other teams. Tottenham have played, they must have played at least 15 more games than us this season, which really does add up. But if we don't make it, I'm still proud of the team. I'm very disappointed that we bottled it at the end. Hopefully that won't be the case. But there's 28 minutes left. 18 minutes left in this game. Well, 17 plus injury time. We're probably going to concede another one. Maybe. I mean, we're looking all right at the moment. They've just brought on Lucas Moura, so they're clearly going to go for more. The goal difference thing is done now. Obviously, we're not going to have any goal difference advantage. It's going to go down to who wins the final 2 games. And as I said a couple of weeks ago, my money was on Tottenham then. I'm not saying it's on Tottenham now, but mentally, this is going to make things very, very tricky for us. The top 4 has got very spicy for all neutrals out there. But I'm done talking about this game. I've explained how I feel about it. It's very disappointing, and honestly, I don't actually think we've been that bad today. It is just a case of being overly, what's the word? Overly, well, we've been beaten down our right side. That's what's happened, isn't it? Son has just absolutely demolished our right side of defence, and that was our fault. We should have set up better. And it looks like Gabriel's injured. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if he's out for the rest of the season, I'm not going to be very, very happy about that at all. But thank you for watching, guys. Another North London derby done this year. 1 win, 1 loss for us. This one is obviously really embarrassing, but hopefully it stays just 3-0.